if they get what they want, in other words, if the district caves, basically going forward, the union will run the district. Yes, trustees can show up at ribbon cuttings and the like, but it will be the union that runs the district.
As we've been reporting this week, Fresno Unified Teachers authorized a strike set to begin next Wednesday. The Teachers Association says that the school district has not met their needs. On this Wired Wednesday, we check in with GV Wire News Director Bill McEwen. He's covered local education and the Fresno Unified School District for decades. Bill, good morning. How are the teacher contract negotiations different than the many that have come before?
Good morning, Kim. Well, these are remarkably different. I've never seen such hardball negotiations on both sides. When I look at what the teachers are doing, they have totally amped up their game as far as energizing their membership. More than 90% of the teachers, the union says, voted to authorize this strike. That's a significant number. I can't think of a union anywhere in the country having that kind of turnout. It's a big difference from how it used to be when the union was basically run by a handful of activists. So they've stepped up their game. And what's interesting to me is the union turned to a consultant who's known for working the right-hand side of the aisle to craft their messaging and the like. I can think of a time when union members would have demanded that the consultant be a liberal. So this tells you what's at stake. The other thing I see here is the union's been so hardcore in its demand. If they get what they want, in other words, if the district caves, basically going forward, the union will run the district. Yes, trustees can show up at ribbon cuttings and the like, but it will be the union that runs the district.
You're talking about caving. The district says that its contract offer already exceeds the teachers and the union demand. And then the union says that Fresno Unified's sitting on a whole lot of money. So that could be used for the teachers and their desires. So where's the truth lie?
So, I mean, if you look at what the state mediator said, the state mediator said the union should accept the offer, and the offer is a 14% raise. You add in 2 one-time bonuses, that effectively takes the raise to 19%. The union also has drawn a hard line in the sand regarding health care. When you look at the reality, I think about city employees, county employees, they would love to have the kind of health care plan that the district is offering. And the district points out that it has healthcare sweeteners already coming effective at the start of 2024. I think the teachers union makes a very good point about the need to reduce special education caseloads. This is always difficult. It would have to happen over time, but I think that's a very reasonable request. The union is also asking for, smaller classes. All unions ask for smaller classes. However, the research shows that smaller classes really don't make a difference. It comes down to the effectiveness of the teacher and the support that the teacher gets in the classroom.
Talk about the education of the students, because isn't that why we're all here? In years past, what have you seen is an impact on education when it comes to a strike?
Well, they're talking, Kim, they're talking about a short strike. We saw short strikes in Los Angeles and Oakland earlier this year. But I always think about, okay, they're out 3, 4, 5 days, but then the adjustment period, after you've had this kind of circus of students coming back into the classroom, there's not going to be effective learning going on in day one. So to my mind, if the strike's a week, you're probably going to lose about 2 weeks worth of education. The other thing I'd like to point out, and you brought it up in your earlier interview with the Fresno County Superintendent, is the sports angle. And that's why I don't think this strike can be protracted, because a lot of parents, a lot of students are looking at this and saying, hold on here, if my sports teams can't compete, We're in the playoffs. We have a good thing going. This would be terrible. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on the teachers union because a lot of coaches, they're teachers. Are they going to cross the picket line to engage in after-school activities? I know the district says is trying to work out a solution here. Last week, the union leaders would say absolutely sports would go on, but I would note the union leaders didn't say how the sports would go on. So I think this could lead to a settlement. Kim, one other point I would like to make. A lot of times when you're talking about big school districts in California and the bigger cities, the mayor becomes involved in the situation, tries to bring everyone together. And Mayor Jerry Dyer has been notably absent on this. I think about the Fresno City Council, only Miguel Arias has weighed in, and he said both sides need to get together and get this solved. So it'd be interesting to see if Jerry Dyer steps up the way that Sacramento's mayor did a few years ago to end their teachers' strike up there.
Bill McEwen, not only will all of us in Fresno be watching, but certainly districts all throughout the state as well. Thank you very much for joining us from GV Wire on this Wired Wednesday morning. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Kim.